Hi, it's Kim, and today we're going to look at my Amaryllis bulbs that I had this winter. They are making new babies. I put it outside in the summer, stayed out there all summer, grew real well, and then probably in late October, could have been early November, I went out there to check on them all. They were so tightly into that pot that they were in, all four in the same pot, that I decided just to go ahead and bring them in. I did look at them and investigate. You can see the red streaks, so it might have that red splotch disease, but as you see over on my blog article on the website, I'm going to order some of that fungicide to put on that to kind of treat them. Now, if you've grown the Amaryllis before and put them outside, they can grow really extensive network of roots. So this one is just locked in there, just as tight as can be. You can see where they've grown out the bottom. You definitely have to have drainage because the Amaryllis bulb will rot and drown if you don't have good drainage. I let it rain on theirs during dry periods. I watered it with a garden hose and just fed it just slightly a little bit, not a lot. I think this year when I have them outside, I'm going to plan on feeding them just a little more. Maybe some bulb tone or osmocote, something that'll give them kind of a time release to build up the bulbs and these little bulblets or offsets that are forming. Now you can see how tight that is in there, and I decided not to try to force it apart right now. I thought it would be better after I've set it in the garage and I'm ready to pot them up. And for me, that was I can't remember if it was late December or early January when I did decide to go ahead and pot them up. I still had my Christmas things out, and I usually take that down between Christmas and New Year's. But I left them in the garage here for those next few months. It's kind of dark out there, except when you go in it. And I thought it would be better to try and yank and cut them apart when I was ready to plant. I set them nearest the wall to the house so they'd stay the warmest. So when I got ready to pot them up, one of my biggest bulbs has 3 offsets growing from it. That surprised me. They didn't show from the top that I noticed, but once I pulled them out, I could see them growing. Now we gotta let those little bulblets get about 1/3 the size of the mom before we separate them. Now here you can see a few weeks later, the bulbs are beginning to grow and push out their bloom stalks or the bud stalks. They're doing real good, and even the bulbs that I didn't see making new bulblets or offsets, they're coming up too in these little pots that I have them in. Now the one in that clay pot was the one with the 3 offshoots. But these 3 that are in the white pot, look at those little shoots that are coming up. So those are making me some offsets too. So in all, I have about 7 offsets as they completed and finished blooming. So I'm really excited about that. Each of these stalks had, I think, 4 flowers on the end of them, and they bloomed over several weeks. I had blooms most of the month of February, I had them for Valentine's Day. Look how good that stalk's doing there. Or offset, new bulb. They're doing really good. Now, if I had it to do over, I think I would have peeled a little more of those brown skins that are on the bulbs. Look how pretty the color is before it actually does come out. But if I had it to do over again, I would peel a lot more of those brown, I don't know, shield, skin, coat, whatever that's called on these bulbs. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to get rid of it or not, but I didn't, except for just some big pieces that fell off. But to have it to do over again, I think I would examine them and make sure there weren't bugs, insects, especially fungus gnats, because I know I did bring in fungus gnats with these. When I transplanted them, I did use my systemic insecticide and planted them up, but I had some battle with the fungus gnats as they gradually were killed off. It lasts for about 3 months, I think, so it'll be time to put more in, but we're so close to going outside, I probably won't. Now, overall, I've been really pleased with how this has turned out. I feel like I had a lot of flowers this year. And since bulbs usually take, or I should say the new bulbs, may take a year or two before they're able and big enough to bloom, I won't look for a lot more next year, just these ones I've got. But I may purchase some more so I can get some different colors. But meanwhile, these are going to spend the summer outdoors. I'll probably plant the smaller bulbs together so that they can kind of live in a little group. But if they are at least 1/3 the size of the mom, I'll split them off so they won't detract the mom from storing her own food for the summer. If they're a little tinier than that, these little wispy ones that I just noticed, I'll just plant them all together and then hope that they're big enough next year to make their own blooms. But it's fun growing the Amaryllis, and I think you'd like it if you tried it. Now, when the flowers are done, you cut that stalk off way down low. It's very, very watery, so bring a towel and carry that in. And then as they one by one fade, they don't really bother me with pollen or anything dropping onto the tables or staining anything like a lily does. But just get yours ready. I don't know if you'll keep them inside or put them outside. I like putting them outside, but I don't like to bring in gnats with them when they come. But thanks for watching, and in May, I'll plant all these up and put them outdoors. I'll probably make a film then, so you can watch me do that. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.